What's going on, Internet? Nerdlocker.com here with this week's comic book reviews. I'm starting off with Justice League number 31. This has to be my favorite book now that Forever Evil is done because it's dealing with the fallout of Forever Evil. I would like to say, I forgot your username, but you know who you are. You called something, I think the last issue of Justice League that I reviewed. And you were correct, sir. We get to see the Doom Patrol in this issue, and I'm very excited to see them in the new 52 for the first time. But mainly the issue focuses on Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne talking, because last issue, as we know, Lex Luthor came to Wayne Manor and was like, I want to talk to Batman. And Bruce is like, I'm not Batman, and they kind of get into it, and things kind of unfold and happen, and Batman's kind of like, dude, what do I do about this? Because I still don't trust Lex Luthor, and he knows who I am. Meanwhile, up on the satellite, we got Cyborg and Shazam doing the Watcher duty, or Watchtower duty. But it's a good book. I really like the dynamic of these characters, and I like that we're seeing people like Shazam getting thrown into the fold of the Justice League, like officially. I was worried that when that series came out, it might just be a one and done. But it looks like he's going to be a bigger part, and he's going to be part of the Justice League, which is awesome. We also get to see who the new Power Ring is, and just everything unfolding with that. I really like the direction of where this is going. I can't wait to see what happens, because obviously it's Lex Luthor, and he can't be trusted. So I'm interested to see just what happens with him. I give this book a 5 out of 5 Nerd Skull rating.
All right, guys, coming here with my reviews for this week. I got to do Star Wars Rebel Heist number 3. Starring, that's a terrible Chewbacca impression, but it was Chewbacca, and it's actually really awesome. The last couple issues was focused on our heroes, but not through their point of views, through the point of views of people that are actually helping out. And it's kind of like this overall arcing story. It looks like it's going to be kind of like an Ocean's 11 kind of heist thing, which is really sweet, considering it's using these characters who we kind of know do all this stuff, but we never really see it in the movies and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's really sweet. And, just talking about Chewbacca and the way people look at Wookiees within the Star Wars universe, and the way, like, this character comes around, like, you totally see how much character this character actually does have, how fleshed out he is and how awesome he is. I mean, it's a really good issue leading up to hopefully some really awesome stories. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls and ask you to check it out.
Hey fellow nerds, Jasper here, and I just got done reading Adventures of Superman issue 14. This is more of a Joker story. That's right, Clown Prince of Crime is in Metropolis. What he has his intentions for is diabolical as always, but it's up to Superman to really stop him. But he does it in an ingenious way. He pretty much teases the Joker and pretty much does everything and anything to pretty much annoy the Joker. And you don't necessarily see the Joker frustrated like that before, to a point that he's even going more nuts just at the fact that he doesn't have control. What was more shocking was the finale, which I don't want to pretty much give away because I thought it was kind of neat. One of the very last panels of it was kind of funny. Overall, the book itself is really great. Jock is a pretty great artist who did the artwork. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey there, nerds. Jim here with my comic book reviews this week. And first up, I have Ghostbusters number 17. Been a huge fan of this. They're celebrating the 30th anniversary if you haven't seen any of my other reviews. And they're kicking it off with mass hysteria. We're pretty far into it now. And the events of the last book led us to believe that they had defeated Gozer's sister Tiamate. But it couldn't be that easy. Really? Just shooting proton packs at her and boom, we're done. It's not. I honestly don't know what's going on. Ray has got some problems where he's kind of hallucinating, and he's talking, I believe, directly, it says Gozer, but I don't know if it's a ploy by Tiamat to mess him up. Honestly, not sure what's going on there. They bring back more and more characters from the movies. We actually get to see more involvement of the other teams, which I like. Kylie actually has a big role in this. And we also see more of Dana Barrett and Louis Tully, who supposedly are no longer possessed because the Ghostbusters won, but there's more to it, and Egon and Kylie find that out. I really love this story. I love that we get to see these characters that we love from the movies and the cartoons, and they're in this comic book, further adventures of, but they're also using some of the old villains. We get some of the villains from Ghostbusters 2, which I think is still a great movie. Some people don't. I recommend you pick this up. It is just a fun read. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, I got to read Batman number 32. This is the final act of 0 Year. And first and foremost, I would like to say that the artwork and colors in this book continue to be outstanding. We get to see Urban Batman, as I'm calling him in this, because he's all like short-sleeved and on the go and jungle tactics with knives and stuff. And it's really cool. We get to see him infiltrating to take down the Riddler. And I really like the threat that the Riddler has been posing this entire story arc, because it's like something we've never seen before from the Riddler. And being that, you know, it's the New 52, this is their first introduction together, I can't wait to see what else is planned for him in the future if he managed to basically become the king of Gotham for, you know, a while and just take everything over. It's a really good story. I'm excited to see the finale. And, I mean, as always, I'm just stoked to see what's next with this book. Giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. Let me know what you think.
All right, guys, so I have to read Original Sin Hulk versus Iron Man #1. And if you guys have been reading this miniseries, you know that Truth Bomb goes off, everyone finds out a bunch of crazy crap, and pretty much at the end of that, to avoid a bunch of spoilers, the Hulk just leaves. And is like, "Arrgh, Tony Stark!" And he just leaves. And you're like, what the hell is going on? This is kind of explaining that a little bit. And so you kind of see a little bit more of Tony Stark and Bruce Banner's backstory, little retcon action going on right now. Not really retconning, it's more of like adding to back then, I guess. I don't know. But either way, they knew each other, as of course they probably did. And you kind of see that Tony had probably a little more to do with Bruce Banner's past than we were led to believe or knew. They probably just made this up. But either way, it's actually a really interesting way to look at everything, and how they're handling this Original Sin Truth Bomb thing. It's really sweet. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 Nerd Skulls and ask you to check it out.
So the next book I got to read is a super crossover mashup. And honestly, from back in the day in the 90s, I thought DC and Marvel did a great one with the Amalgam universe, and it was fun and exciting. So when I read this one and saw it, I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. It's IDW crossing over such great characters as Ben 10, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls. It's just fun and goofy. And the League of Extraordinary Villains, who are all their villains, like Mojo, Jojo, and Aku and Mandark, all are the ones that instigate this. And they basically have their robots go and capture the villains. The funny part is that you have these superheroes who have powers. They accidentally send a robot into Ed, and Eddie. And they have no powers, and they're basically idiots, and they defeat their robot. So the villains are really perplexed by this. So they draft them in because they want to build their robots after them because they're the only ones that defeated their robots. Goofy as all get out. I really did enjoy this book. It's a great mashup of all these characters. There's going to be 6 books in total, so I'm curious where they're going to go. And then they're going to be one-shots as well, such as in this issue, they promoted Johnny Bravo. So I'm very curious where this is going to go. It is just plain fun, goofy, especially if you want to read it to your kids, if you had little nerdlings around. Highly recommend it in that case. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, I got to read Futures End #8. And crazy things happening here. I want to say that the thing they're going after, the kind of symbol Constantine was talking about, and you see in this issue in the jungle, something to do with Brainiac. And they keep talking about the war with Earth 2, which obviously I feel like we're going to see in the next year or so here, which I'm really stoked for because I've really liked Earth 2 so far. Once again, we get to see Ray Palmer and Frankenstein and Amethyst kind of doing their thing in the Phantom Zone. Something really crazy happens with Ray Palmer in this. I miss the Atom, though. Like, the Atom we got. Like, the Atom, not like crazy scientist, like long hair, long beard, he's too crazy to shave or cut his hair. Ray Palmer. I really miss like confident, super awesome scientist Ray Palmer. But like I say, does something crazy in this, the sword, and you'll see. It's nuts. The thing is I can't see the ramifications of this actually being the future of the New 52 because there are already so many dead characters. We get to see more of Superman, whoever it is, if it is Clark Kent or Kal-El under the little mask Superman's been wearing. I don't know, but like I said, it's a really fun book, but it's just starting to kind of feel like a really elaborate Elseworlds. So we'll see. I mean, still on board, but I kind of wanted to pick up the pace just a little bit because I want to see, I don't know, I'm just anxious. I want to see more, and it's just kind of going a little slow. So I'm giving this 3 out of 5 nerd skulls. Let me know what you thought.
All right, guys, so I got to read Uncanny Avengers number 21 this week. And this has been leading up to a lot of crazy things going on right now. And this is pretty much the culmination of everything. Betrayals and time traveling and unraveling of things that have been tearing at everyone's hearts for the last couple issues. It's actually pretty sweet, though, the way everything's been playing out. And I'm really stoked on the next issue to see what happens, just because, holy crap, it's been building up huge. And Thor does some crazy stuff and has some stuff crazy happen to him. So just that alone was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's coming next? What's coming next? What does Rick Remender have for us? And I'm really stoked to see what it is. And I hope you guys are as well. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 nerd skulls because it's the best book ever.
So I also got to read 24 Underground number 3. Huge 24 fan. If you're up to date with the series, spoilers right here. It is amazing. I don't remember her name in the show, but Lady Stark got pushed out a window Monday night, and it was awesome. Jack Bauer didn't want to have any of that crap. Loved it. The comic book, on the other hand, my main problem is I love the action that the TV show is able to convey. The comic book doesn't get it across as well, in my opinion. But what they did do in this issue was we're starting to see some of the intrigue that is going along. There's more layers than we are led to believe, as there always are in 24, which is very nice. The one thing that is sort of template, stereotypical 24, you have American agents following Jack, and one is like out to get him because he's following all the clues exactly as they're laid out and not willing to look any deeper. And then you have the partner agent who's like, well, maybe there's more to it. I think maybe this is going on, and she's dead on. That is stereotypical. It's a little annoying because we see it all the time, but it's definitely doable. If you're a fan of 24, I think you should pick this up. I wish they had staggered it better because we had years without 24. Well, let's fill that void with a comic book instead of having that and the TV show at the same time. But if you're not a fan of 24, I'm not sure you're going to like this book. I would wait, but as a fan, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5 out of 5 nerd skulls.
All right, I got to read All New Ultimates. I'll look down there. Number 4. This is not the Ultimates book I want. I don't know. I'm used to the Ultimates. Even when Jeff Loeb was doing it, it was still just like, oh my God, this and that. And I mean, we basically had like Girls' Day at the beach where all the girls on the team are like, oh my God, this and that, and boys and stuff like that. And I don't know. There's no Thor. There's no Cap. There's no Iron Man. I mean, I like the dynamic of the team. All these people were big players with Amazing Spider-Man. Kitty Pryde's always been a big part of the Marvel Universe, or the Ultimate Marvel Universe as well, but because that's what we're talking about here. But I don't know. I feel like 4 issues in, and there hasn't been like this crazy nuts, oh my God stuff yet. It's just like, I don't know, Dawson's Creek with superheroes, and I don't know. I'm hoping for more. I'm hoping this team comes up to be the Ultimates, because right now they're kind of just doing like street crime in New York, and that's not what the Ultimates are. Ultimates are the Avengers of the Ultimate Universe, beating the crap out of aliens and 100 other things. So, I don't know. Given this 3 out of 5 nerd skulls, I'm not going to give up on it yet, but I just hope, hope there's a change here. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought.
All right, guys, so I got to read New Avengers number 20 as well this week. And this has actually been a really cool, not really original sin time, but just an awesome issue, like storyline where they're fighting the Great Society, which is essentially the Society of America. It's really sweet just to see the parallels, especially I like that when companies do like the parallel characters in different universes, blah, 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 whatever. It's a fun way to kind of like look on their rivals, I guess, but I really like their versions of all these characters and how they're battling now with the Avengers, going toe-to-toe. Some people are more powerful than others, some people are not, but still, they're talking about everything and the story is going along, and Doctor Strange, in the background, is no one to be messed with, and he's going through everything he can, and there's some crazy things. I feel like there's a lot of cool Doctor Strange stuff going on in this. And that alone makes it an amazing issue just because it's really suspenseful, super suspenseful. But it's also action-packed, and it also has a ton of great backstory and storytelling and stuff. So I'm in love with this book, and I think it's really good, and you guys should check it out. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls, and you guys do the same.
All right, I got to read Cowl #2 by Kyle Higgins, and I'm still loving this book. It's like post-World War II Watchmen crime noir story thing. I just say Watchmen because you're really getting to see people like outside of the costumes, where they're not focusing totally on just the superhero aspect of these characters, but really a lot beyond the characters or beyond the costumes and what their personal lives are and sort of the politics going behind the Cowl organization. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying, honestly, the little backup pages that give you a little information on a character each issue. It's too early for me to really tell, to like just dive into this review to tell you guys everything, because there's a lot I still don't know. But it's a really good book, and I love noir books. I love like gritty crime books like this, and I obviously love superhero books. So this is a really good book. Check it out. I'm giving this issue 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.